Hello everyone, welcome once again to my channel. So today's tutorial will be on how to change the needle of a manual overlocking machine. This is the manual one. So as I was sewing, mistakenly I broke the needle because the material I was using was too heavy for the machine or was too strong, so it ended up breaking and damaging the fabric. You can see how it's looking. Gave it a kind of a big hole which damaged the whole thing, so I have to trim it out because it was too thick. The fabric was too thick, so the machine couldn't pass through and the needle ended up breaking. So I have to change this to a new needle. Luckily I have extra needle in the house, so I'm just going to be changing it to the size 10, same size 10 that I have. So I'm just going to change it back. So first thing first, this is the needle. You can see it's size 10. You can see that the needle is already broken, so I have to remove it, unscrew it from that point there. So this is the needle I'll be changing it into, so I'm going to separate that first. So this is the picker. These are the equipment you'll be using when you want to change your needle. So this is the picker I'll be using because my hand won't be able to pass through because it's very tiny. Then this is the spinner, the smaller size. So I'll be using this side because it fits the you can see how it looks. So that's the, I'm just testing it. So if you are screwing, you're going to be screwing to the left. Your left hand side is to loosen, while your right hand side is to tighten. So that's the difference between the two. So take note of that. If you are screwing it to the left hand side, you tighten it. Then you need your plier. This is the plier I'll be using. If you don't want to use your spinner, your plier can also work, but take note to use the smaller size. This size is kind of big to be frustrating a bit, so if you don't have this spinner, it's better to just use a plier that's the smaller size of a plier. But I suggest you use a spinner. It's very important. Then so these are the basic things I'll be needing. I've placed them on the table. You can pause and look at it. So first thing first now is for us to unscrew these knots. So I have to remove the needle from the needle first. So I'm going to unscrew this knot. So to loosen it, you have to, like I said, screw it to the left hand side. So your left hand side, so you screw it 3 times. That will loosen it up. So I'm going to be doing it gradually. Just watch closely as I loosen the knot. So I'm just going to take it, make sure it fits very well to the knot and is holding it firmly. Then you take it to the right hand side 3 times. You can do it as many times as possible. Then make sure you're also holding the needle so it doesn't drop down to the machine. So use your right hand to hold it if you notice that the knot is loosening up. So I'm just going to use my hand to drag it down. So this is the broken needle. The mouth is no longer sharp, so I have to change it to a new one. So this is the needle, like I said, I will be using size 10. So I'm just going to remove one of it, then keep it aside. So nice to fix back the new needle into it. So it's just the same way you like fix your normal manual machine that you're used to. The same method when you're trying to fix a manual sewing machine, that's the same thing for this overlocking machine. This one also is a manual. So the same method, there's nothing hard there, just insert it into that hole. So I'm trying to zoom so you see the hole very well. So my hand won't be able to go through this hole, so that's why I'm using the picker. This picker is very, very important. If you don't have it, you can buy it at the market. So use your picker, use the same facing that you use when you're fixing your manual sewing machine, the same method, the same way, the same procedure. So you just insert it into the hole of that knot. There is a hole there, so I'm just going to like zoom it closely so you can see how I fix it. So just watch closely as I fix it. So I'm done fixing the needle, so I'm just going to make sure it's very tight. So I'm just still going to use my spinner to hold it firmly. So next is for us to fix the thread. So I'm just going to raise the needle bar up a bit. So I'll be using my picker to do this part. So I'm just going to be using the picker to fix the thread back to the new needle. This part can be a bit stressful. Your eye needs to be very very clear when you're doing this, then your hand to be stable. So I'm just going to fix it gently, then pick it up from the back side and draw it out. So after drawing it out, I'll connect it to the remaining two thread, join them together like this, then we are ready to sew. So that is it, as easy as ABC to fix. So I'm going to test it to see if it was correctly done. So this is the old needle. I'm just going to drop that aside and throw it away. Don't need it anymore because it's broken. Nice for me to test it. Yes, it's properly fixed and it's working very well, weaving the fabric very well as it should. So I'm just going to be running a test and keep sewing. Well, it came out perfectly and it's even sewing better than before. So I'm using a razor blade to cut, which I'm not supposed to because I couldn't find my scissors. Yeah, so this is how it's going to look when I was done weaving. So see how nice it came out. So thank you so much for watching. This is the end of this tutorial. Bye. See you guys in the next video. Bye.